meets the fisherman and the genie in one of the story in the 1001 Arabian Nights. And at the bottom corner, you can see the tiny fisherman, and the story is about him and how he escaped his death by outwitting the genie. So the question is, how did they meet and what happened after? Well, the story started in an old, poor fisherman who barely catches enough fish to support his family. And he has a rule that he refuses to break, that he only casts his net 4 times per day, which is quite questionable, right? Because what if he doesn't catch any fish in his 4-time cast? Are they gonna spend the night with an empty stomach? Anyway, back to the story. One day while fishing, the old fisherman catches nothing from his first cast, and it goes on until his 3rd cast or throw of net. He only catches either trash or an animal's dead body. The fisherman is so furious and frustrated, but still casts his net for the last time. And to his surprise, he catches a heavy golden pot that is sealed shut. However, when he breaks the seal, smoke emerges and a genie suddenly pops out of the jar. Of course, the fisherman is so scared seeing a strange and scary creature. The genie, on the other hand, is so happy that as a gift for freeing him, the genie offers to let the fisherman choose how he wants to die. Hearing the genie, the fisherman is confused and felt betrayed because he thought to himself that he was the one who freed him, and the genie is being ungrateful for planning to kill him in return for his kindness. So the genie explains that for the 1st century that he was trapped underwater inside the pot, the genie promised to himself that he would make whomever rescued him rich. During his 2nd century of imprisonment, he decided that he would grant his rescuer all the world's treasures. For the 3rd century, he planned to grant his rescuers 3 wishes per day. And finally, after 400 years of imprisonment, the resentful genie swore he could kill whomever rescued him, offering only to let that person choose the way he wanted to die. Desperate to escape death, the fisherman creates a plan. He boldly doubts and asks the genie how he could fit inside the pot considering his immense size. And to prove it, the genie dissolved back into smoke and returned to the pot. Not wasting any time, the fisherman immediately shut and sealed the lid, trapping the genie inside once more. The genie swears that he will repay the fisherman if he frees him once again, but the fisherman expresses his doubts. He then tells the genie a story to explain why he does not believe the spirit, and that story is the vizier and the sage Duban, which is another story of the Arabian Nights. After the story, the old fisherman agrees to free the genie if he promises to help him. The genie agrees and kicks the pot into the ocean once freed. The genie keeps his promise. He leads the fisherman to a distant pond in the mountains. From the pond, the fisherman catches 4 bright and colorful fish, but he promises that he will only toss his net into this pond once a day as per genie's command, before he vanishes. The fisherman sells his mystical fish to the kingdom's sultan, who pays healthily for them. However, these fish are special. Every time one is fried, a person walks through the wall to question the fish, and the fish will answer. That person then flips the pan, and the fish turns to ash. After the first instance, the curious sultan's official asks the fisherman for more, but he must wait until the next day in order to keep his promise to the genie. Eventually, the curious sultan sees the miracle and asks the fisherman to bring them to the pond. Soon afterwards, the curious sultan sets out to the pond alone. Near the pond, he finds a palace and enters to discover a young man who is a half-stone. The man is crying, and he tells the sultan his tragic story. After the story, the sultan assists the sad prince in securing revenge, and soon after, they become close friends. As time passes by, the fisherman is rewarded when his son is appointed as the kingdom's treasurer, and his daughters are married to both the curious sultan and the prince. So in the end, the fisherman becomes wealthy and powerful, just like how the genie promised him to be. And that's where the story ends. Thank you for listening.